All right, y'all. Continuing the story from yesterday. I'm sorry, child. I was tired last night, so I'm continuing the story from yesterday. If y'all hear a little sound, what sounds like a little baby bear in the background snoring, that's Joseph. You know, he's not an early riser. He don't get up in the morning. I don't try to wake him up in the morning because he's mean and surly in the morning. So, with that being said, let's get on with our story. So I sat on the bench and I said, I'm going to exchange bags. I want because I had a brand new MCM bag. So I was like, oh, I want to show this off. So I took everything out of my Louis Vuitton bag and I put it in my MCM bag, but my MCM bag wouldn't fit in the, but my Louis Vuitton bag wouldn't fit in the MCM bag. So I had an extra shopping bag to put that in. So I put it in the shopping bag and I just pressed, you know what I'm saying? I just pressed on to the concert. But before I did, I smelled this beautiful aroma. It was just all over the place. It was just chronic. Now, let me tell you something. When you go to Newark and you go down Broad Street, expect to smell the chronic, okay? Because marijuana is illegal here in New Jersey. You don't smell nothing but weed everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. And I think everybody in Newark smokes weed, even the mayor, Ras Baraka. I'm just alleging that. Don't quote me on that. I'm just alleging that. But it seems like everybody in Newark smokes weed because the smell is just so present. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, whoever got that, it smells good, and I want some. So this girl screams out, "I got you." So I looked over and it was this girl at the bus stop. She was sitting there with her son and she was braiding his hair. And I said, "Oh, you you got some?" She was like, "Yes, yes." So I went over to her and I had a conversation with her. Say, yes. She said, "What you need?" And I was like, "I need a dub. I need a dub." So she was like, "Okay, I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it, baby." So as she is preparing my package. We're talking and things, and I was telling her I had a YouTube channel and that she should subscribe and stuff like this. She was like, "Oh, okay, I'll subscribe to your channel," and we was having a good conversation. And her son had a little water gun, and he was shooting people with it earlier. From what I saw when I first got out of the Uber. So I was like, "I saw your son out there shooting people with the water gun," and we was having a good conversation about that. And so she got my weed together and stuff like that, and she gave me my package, and I was like, "Thank you." And she said, "Come back and see me." She said, "I'm always over here." And I was like, "Okay." Tell you something. It's a beautiful thing when you can go anywhere in Newark. You can go anywhere downtown Newark if you want to smoke. You can go anywhere downtown Newark and buy you some weed. Anywhere. When I say anywhere, anywhere, I mean the police are selling it. Yes, Miss Thing. It's ver that. Ver that. Yes, so I said, let me press on to NJ Pack, which was about maybe 2 blocks away. Now, these ain't two little small blocks, son. These is 2 long blocks I had to walk from Broad and Market all the way over to NJ Pack, which is like diagonally across from, Broad and Market. So I get over there and I get myself settled in because I had to check my bag. First of all, they was like, you can't carry bags. I said, "Oh, this is not a bag, Miss Thing." I said to the security guard, "Oh, this is not a bag, Miss Thing. This is my pocketbook." He said, "Oh, it's your pocketbook?" I was like, "Yes." He said, "Well, go over there to that side and get your get your pocketbook checked." And I was like, "Okay." So there was a line to get the bags checked, but the man, he liked me so much. He was like, "Oh," because I had my general jacket on yesterday, with my epaulets and stuff like that. So I drew quite a crowd. I drew quite a bit of attention. So he was like, "Just hold your bag out and let me check it." And I was like, "Okay." So I passed everybody in the line. Oh my God, hold on, y'all. Okay. So I passed everybody in the line. And I got in, and I was like, "Well, let me find a seat." It was very crowded. What I was a little disappointed at is that I could have gone to the store and bought myself a chair, but I did not. I did not buy myself a chair. I could have went to the store and bought myself a chair to sit in, but I didn't. And I was not walking all the way back up to downtown Newark to get a chair. So I was like, I'm gonna find me a seat. So I went and I found me a cute little seat. And it was a cute little seat, but then it was like the sun was beaming down on me. It was real hot. So I was like, oh no, this thing, I got to find me another seat. So I went and I found me a seat in the shade. Now, I got there just in time because the show had just started. Okay. Now they had a couple of acts that came on before Treach, before the headliner, which was Treach from Naughty by Nature. They had a couple of rappers. They had some dancers. The dancers were really great. I didn't record them. I didn't record the acts before Treach came on. Let's just say that, except for one. Um, and we had so I mean they had some really great acts before Treach came on. Okay. So um it came time for Treach to come on, but before that they started playing all this classic hip hop. Like they were playing hip hop from the 80's, they were playing hip hop from the 90's, and they wasn't just playing rap music, y'all. They was playing hip hop songs. They were playing hip hop ballads and stuff like that. Ooh, they played Bobby Womack. Um, 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 you know, uh, I can't understand. They played that. Ooh, child, I want to get up and dance so bad, but y'all know. Now y'all know I'm not, as much of a dancer as I used to be in my day back when I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't dance these days because it takes a lot of energy. It does. It takes a lot of energy to dance, child. And I got one boogie in me, one a year, and I'm saving it. I didn't want it. I wanted to dance, but I didn't want to dance. I'm saving it. I'm saving that boogie for a special occasion. Because if I get out there on the dance floor, honey, and dance, child, I'm going to pay for it the next day. But I did a little bit of dancing. I did the senior citizens bounce, y'all, and that ain't easy. Trust me when I tell you the senior. You know how you go. Yeah, I was doing that. I wasn't moving too much. I wasn't giving the girls too much. I wasn't giving them too much pot roast. I didn't stick it out, poke it out. I just did the senior citizens bounce because I had to hit my senior button, you know. So I was in senior mode yesterday. As young as I look now, I was in senior mode. Trust me when I tell you. But I was singing along to all the songs that they were playing because they reminded me of my childhood. And, I haven't heard a lot of those songs in a long time. So, I was like listening to the music. The music was, oh God, it was on point. It was so on point. Like they were playing music from the 80's and the 90's. That was my era. Y'all don't understand. I was a teenager back then. And let me just say this. I'm very, very proud to have. That's why I don't get mad when kids call me old and stuff like that, because I am old. But I'm very proud to have come from the era that I came from. I come from the era when hip hop first began, when there was no such thing as hip hop. That's where I come from. I come from an era where the pioneers of rap were just like kids like me, teenagers, like the Treacherous Three, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Salt and Pepper, Debbie D, Lisa Lee, and Sha Rock. I come from that era, okay? And so, speaking of Debbie D was one of the she was one of the participants in the events on yesterday. She did a lot of the introductions to the other artists that came on stage. She also, she didn't perform. Uh, and, she was just present, Debbie D. Now, those of you that don't know who Debbie D is, MC Debbie D is one of the pioneers of rap. Now, when I say pioneers of rap, Debbie D was around before the legendary Roxanne Shante. Okay, She was a rapper from the Bronx. And she sang. She actually performed with a group of girls. It was Debbie D, Sha Rock, and Lisa Lee. Now, if you want to see Debbie D perform, you can actually see her in the movie Beach Street. Beach Street is a legendary movie that came out back in the day, and it was something that we were very, very proud of. It was kind of like Black Panther, you know. Beach Street was the Black Panther of our day. You see how everybody goes up about Black Panther. Well, we went up about this movie. This movie was a big deal. So, Beach Street is a movie that you can see right here on YouTube, and it's absolutely free. And you guys should watch it. It's a really good movie. Anyway, moving on. So, Treach finally came out. And when I tell you, Treach was a phenomenal performer. Oh my God, Treach performed like you would not believe. And he was dressed in black, and he had this gold shirt on. He had this beautiful gold shirt on. He had this gold belt. I'm getting that belt, child. That belt Treach had on, I'm getting that. I gotta find that belt. It was all glitter. It was like gold glitter. And he had on these jeans. These jeans were sick, honey. They were sickening. They had like red glitter on the back. And Treach looked great. He really did. He really looked good. Now y'all gotta understand, Treach is an older guy now. Treach is in his 50s like me. I think I'm older than Treach, though. I think Treach just probably, I think, if anything, I think he just turned 50, or he may be 51 or 52. But he looked great. He really did. He looked great. And he did a couple of songs. He did OPP. He did Everything's Gonna Be All Right. He did Once Again It's On. And he did some other songs. Unfortunately for me, the video cut because my battery on my phone went dead. So you guys didn't get an opportunity to see the last song. But he performed one more song, and then he went off stage, and that was it. And my journey began. My journey home began now. Because my battery went dead on my phone, I could not call an Uber. So I went into frenzy mode because, like, guys, I'm telling you for real, I don't really go out by myself anymore these days. And I'm used to having a car, but we didn't have our car yesterday because the engine blew. So we have to get a new engine on the car. So that's a whole nother story, y'all. But anyway, I didn't have a car yesterday, so I had to end up using public transportation, and in doing so, I had to walk, Missy. It was fierce. It was fierce. I had to walk. I had to walk from New Jersey Pack to Penn Station. Now, New Jersey Pack is about 4 blocks adjacent. Okay, so walking is just an overrated thing for me. I don't walk. I don't usually walk long distances. Hell, I don't even walk distances, child. So I had to walk from NJ Pack all the way to Penn Station, and that was a journey, honey. I felt like I was gonna meet the line, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, honey, on the way. That's how long the walk was, because I had to stop, I had to rest, I had to take a little sip of my soda, and I was just. The walk was just not fun. It was not fun at all. So I finally get to Penn Station, and I had to go into the resting area and rest for a minute. So I sat there and I rested for a minute. Didn't have no phone, no nothing. And I got up and I got on the PATH train. And I got on the PATH train, and I took that to Journal Square, which is in Jersey City. That's where I live at. Well, I'm sitting there because I had smoked some of this just amazing chronic, honey. And I sat there for a minute on the train, not realizing that I was at my stop. So I heard the man say, the doors were about to close, and I got up and I ran to the door, and the doors closed. So I ended up having to ride from Journal Square to Grove Street to the next stop. And I got off at the next stop and I waited for the train on the other side and I caught the train back to Journal Square. When I got to Journal Square, I was gonna catch a cab home. And let me tell you something, child. It's some girls, y'all girls, it's some girls out here that come out, honey, looking a hot mess. I saw this African girl in front of me. When I tell you her hair was peasy boots. Oh, she had a peasy ass hair. Oh Lord have mercy on her. She had peas, child. And so, you know, I caught the train to Journal Square, got off, got on the escalator, and came up out of Journal Square station. And I, you know, caught a cab. So I saw the cabs at the cab stop and stuff like that. So I saw this one cab, and it was really, really nice. It was really nice and stuff like that. So I opened the door and I was like, "Can you take me to Can you take me to Society Hill?" And he was like, "Yes, I can take you to Society Hill, but you have to catch the cab that's in front of you." I said, "But I want to catch your cab. Your cab is much nicer." And he was like, "Okay." So he let me catch his cab and he took me to Society Hill and he took me home and I got here. And when I tell you, I was tired, Miss Thing. I was tired. When I tell you, it felt like I had been out all day, and I really wasn't out all day. I got to Newark, New Jersey about 5 o'clock, and I was only out for 6 hours. I got home at 11 o'clock. So I really wasn't out that late, but child, it felt like I was out for a lifetime, Miss Thing. Let me tell you something. I learned so many things about my body. My body was like, "Miss Thing, you know you ain't got no business staying out this late. You know you ain't got no business staying out this late." So I came in the house and I was like, I said to Joseph, I was like, "Bitch." I was like, "Oh, Miss Thing, the journey home was fierce." So he was like, "Well, you should have let me call you an Uber." How you gonna call me an Uber? How you gonna call me an Uber and my phone don't work? How am I to assume that you are going to call me an Uber and stand where I was standing? Okay. So me and him went on a back and forth with that. You should have called me. You should have called me an Uber. And I was like, "Well, Joseph, I know." Because I had called Joseph when my phone went dead and told him, I was like, "Joseph, my phone is dead." He said, "Well, let me call you an Uber." I said, "No." I said, "Let me call myself an Uber and I will call you back." Well, child, as soon as I got the phone with Joseph, my phone went dead again, so I couldn't call him back. So I was like, "You know what, fuck it. I'm just going to go to Penn Station, and I'm going to catch a PATH train, I'm going to catch a cab," which came out to be actually cheaper than catching an Uber, because an Uber would have cost me $25. I only paid $15 to get home in the cab, and I paid $2 to get on a PATH train, so I only spent $17. So, I mean, I saved $8. You know what I'm saying? But that was my journey on yesterday. Yeah, that was my journey on yesterday. I had a really, really great time. If I had it to do again, I would do it again with a car. And Treach was a phenomenal performer. He was. He was a phenomenal performer. Sometimes it feels so good to see some of these rap artists and these R&B artists from yesterday perform. It just feels so good. NJ Pack had a contest where you sign up to win tickets to see Fantasia, and I signed up for that. And then they have all these other great events that are going to be going on. I believe Maxi Priest. Hold on for a second. Where's my bag? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Here's the MCM bag. Y'all like my new MCM bag? Yes, this is my new MCM bag. Shout out to my husband Joseph because he gave me the okay to buy it. I got me a new MCM bag, and I also, as a special treat, I have a brand new Louis Vuitton bag. Yes, I do, child. Here she go right here. in my favorite color, which is red. Guess I have me a new Louis Vuitton bag, and I have me a new MCM bag. Okay, so this is the NJ Pack, one of their schedules. They're going to have Boys to Men there. Is going to be there on the 21st. They're going to have Maxi Priest. He's going to, and the Whalers are going to be there on the 23rd. Yes, they do something every Thursday. Yes, they do something every Thursday. And then, let's see, who else? Digital Underground was there. Felix Hernandez and the Rhythm Review. Let's see, the Daz Band. That's going to be good. The Daz Band is going to be there August 25th. And then they have a plethora of different events. And you know what the great thing about these events are? They're all free. All of them are free. Now, Joseph, he really don't like, going to these things because, Joseph is a ham sandwich. He's just a box. Joseph is very, I really don't care too much for all this stuff, because Joseph came up in a different era than I did. He came up in the 70s, but, he doesn't have an appreciation for music and R&B and stuff like that like I do. So he really does. He's really not into all of this, If it was ballroom, it would be different because, Joseph came up in the ballroom scene. I came up in the ballroom scene, but, I, had other cultural experiences, growing up, because my father was a singer with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. So I had a different musical experience than Joseph has. He doesn't sometimes understand my appreciation for music and how much I love, 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 love music, But it's okay, to each his own. Everybody is different. Everybody is different. So he didn't understand. He just really doesn't understand. But anyway, I had a beautiful time yesterday. It was a wonderful time. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's an experience that I would cherish for the rest of my days. I only wish that I was able to meet Treach. That's something that I wanted to do. I wanted to meet him, but it was so many people there. It was so many reporters and things of that nature. So I did not get a chance to even, meet him. But I still had a great time. I did. I had a beautiful time. It was a beautiful time. I'm looking forward to going again. I want to go and see Boys to Men. I definitely want to see them because I love Wanye and Sean Stockman. I love them. So I want to go see Boys to Men. I believe they're going to be there on the 21st. So I'm going to do that. And maybe I'll get an interview. Maybe I'll get an interview with one of them. And they have all these stars that are there, from yesterday. They always you can always rest assured that if you go to these events, you're either gonna meet one or some celebrities either in the audience or right there at the stage. Now the stage is reachable. Like the stage, they only have like a small gate around it. So, you're like right there where the artist is performing, which is a great thing. I love it. I love it. And security doesn't try to hold you back or anything like that. As long as you act like you got some sense, then you can stand at the stage. And the artists that perform, they always engage with the audience. They always do. And one of the other great things about Treach is from Newark. So he gave big props to Newark, and he was